3-4 months, and I really didn't want to do it because it really drains my energy. But people were requesting and messaging me and do a live, and I want to see a 45-minute video and all. So I said, okay, let's do a live. And you all had a lot of questions. A lot of people have been asking me questions. So I thought, okay, might as well do a live. And yeah, it's fun, but it's draining. So I'm going to rant today a lot. I don't really have a script prepared. I have like 3-4 points. But first, I'm going to just say a few things, okay, about how stupid people are, which is basically all of NihilAnand, but I'm going to crystallize it that way. And let's see, let's wait for a few more people. Hello. All right. Just another 10 seconds and then we'll start. Oh. I've been seeing these damn Netflix things. Hi Anil, how are you? Nihil, my boy. Okay, let's go. So, I was just like, I was going through Netflix, okay, and I've been going through these fraud things. So, like, what do you call it? Like, all these episodes which are fraud. So, there's one called Fire, Fyre. Okay, then there's one called Inventing Anna, which has come recently. And then there is, of course, the Tinder Swindler, the famous one. And I'm just wondering how stupid are people? Like, are they really stupid or what? Like, there are people who made so much money, okay? They've done so much in their life. And Tinder Swindler was, of course, about ordinary women and all. Okay, why do you all believe these things? Why do you all insist on, just believing in a fantasy? That is all of us. We are all believing in a fantasy and we are all basically being swindled by the world, by society, by everybody. So it doesn't really make sense. But I've realized that people are more and more unable to say no. In the sense of we've developed a culture where we don't say no to people, and when you don't say no to people, that's when the problem begins. That is where people take advantage of you. So people consider themselves, they try and become better. They try and become good. Like for example, it starts with not insulting people, right? There is a politically correct culture, so you don't insult people. Then there's the question of that correct culture becomes woke culture. And in that woke culture, it's difficult to say no to people. You only shame people who do not this with your culture. But if someone asks you for something very specific like money, because of the wokeness in your head, you try not to say no. And you're like, okay, I will help him, humanity, this, that, bullshit. But that is why our relationships today are breaking. Okay, because relationships are based upon no's. When you say no, when you set a certain limit with somebody, when you have the fight, when you set new limits, okay, when you discuss and you negotiate, most of the relationship is based on that. Any strong relationship is based on the fact that somebody has said no to someone, right? You cannot just agree on everything forever and ever. There are bound to be. There are very, very rare relationships where people agree on everything forever and ever. That's another thing. But overall, most strong relationships are based on the roughage. And today there is no roughage. So it is easier and easier to make fools of people. Okay, and now the illusion has grown to such a level. Basically, Walt Disney, the man who ruined the world. I know the man who actually ruined all women. Okay, he started giving people bigger and bigger illusions. He was the quintessential American. He America's all about these illusions, and these illusions have become so big. Okay, I will get love, I will get money, I will be great, I will live in a castle, a prince will come and kiss me. All that bullshit has become such a large thing. Okay, that it is now easier and easier to swindle people. I mean, what are these juvenile Fire, for example, was about this festival on an island. Okay, where this guy said that I bought an island and now I'm going to have a music festival on it. And everyone just believed him. And the tickets were sold out in 48 hours. Like, are you all juveniles? And people were like, oh, the supermodels are going to be there. And these are 30-year-olds, 40-year-old people who are saying, oh, supermodels. Like, are you all 14? Seriously. Like, you all have millions of dollars. How juvenile are you in your head? So I don't know, man. It's this culture of not being able to say no and just continuing to be juvenile because there is no roughage. You stay juvenile, you stay a child because no one says no to you. Everyone gets a damn participating medal. So that is how life has become, unfortunately, and that is pretty much how all scriptures predicted the end would happen. So let's see how fast the end happens. Okay, I'll take questions now. Like I said, it's only a rant. I have no subject as such. Um, I've changed my mind recently. I want to give birth to children. What is your opinion? My question is, why do you want to give birth to children? Can you tell me why exactly? What do you think about NG Tao? NG Tao. So men going their own way. It's good. I think it's reactionary more than anything. And anything reactionary eventually equalizes. But yes, more and more people are single. Okay, don't insist on singlehood. That is just stupid. When you say MG Tao and men going their own way and all that, you're limiting possibilities. Okay, be smart about it. Like if you find someone that makes sense to you, go for it. So the thing is, if you limit yourself now, you will not you'll not be open to a better life. You're just going to be like, no, I don't want. Maybe it's possible that if there is a certain woman in your life, then you can live a better life. It's possible. So just explore these opportunities. Keep your life open. Do not go MG Tao just because you're going MG Tao, and then because you're so stubborn that you miss all the opportunities. That is just stupid. Same with feminists. That's how they do things. Okay, any other questions? I'm going to take some questions. I want to be stupid. Okay, be stupid. What else? Just don't ruin your child's life if possible. See, I'm not going to stop anyone from doing anything. Okay, like if someone wants to have a child, great. Let them do what the hell they want. But as far as possible, there will be a point where a culture is made, and the culture is already made. Like half, literally half of all first world countries are basically going child free, right? Like 50% of the US, 50% of Australia, 52% of Canada. Now in the Britain, it's come up that every 50% of the women who reach 30 don't have children, do not have children by that age. Okay, so it's only a question of time. You want to be stupid, go ahead and be stupid. You're not going to it's not going to be fun. Like you'll have a child, you are going to suffer, the child is going to suffer the same. Like how many excuses do I give you, how many reasons do I give you to not have a child? Okay, it is it brother's responsibility to do struggle and work, and there is a sister's marriage? I do not but my relatives teasing me, but I didn't procreate her. Okay, so there is this whole thing in India, right, where we believe that a brother, firstly, marriage is a big thing, right? So marriage is like a huge sort of it's an event, and everyone is supposed to pay for it in the family. Like the father is supposed to earn for his daughter's marriage, the brother is supposed to earn for his daughter's marriage. All that nonsense keeps happening. Right now, what you have to do is, especially to the Indians that are on this, and especially to those of you who are pressured into making money for your sister's marriage or whatever, just don't. Who cares? Like, what is this whole marriage thing? Once you resist it, now what happens is people will automatically. That is how you create a culture. Cultures come from resistance. Okay, now right now there is tradition, but that tradition at some point was a rebellion. So you keep rebelling. There was this show I was seeing. It's called Satyamev Jayate. It was about gender, and whoa, there was this one specific case in Delhi where there was a transgender, and her parents accepted her, and then the entire community accepted her. Why? Because the parents did. That is how a revolution starts. Okay, that is how something new starts. When you believe, when the parents are on your side, right? Then more and more people. So there always has to be one mad person for any kind of revolution. There has to be one mad person, and then the second will follow, and then it just becomes a thing. Okay, so if an entire community in India, especially a conservative community, can accept something as strange as a transgender, it is only a question of time where everything changes and everything becomes better. So just start fighting, like start voicing what you believe in. That's all. So no, it is not a brother's responsibility to do anything for a sister's marriage or anything. Fund her education, let her live, let her enjoy, and teach her antinatalism. Madnessity. All right. Any other questions? I'm done with the whole people is stupid thing. People are stupid. We have accepted that. But I'm wondering, how do you like the whole Nihiled thing? Because I realized making Nihiled is so damn hard. Okay, it's like I thought it'll be easy, but I have to go into the details, and even then I'm not getting it perfectly. Like I'm just doing whatever I can to try and explain certain things. And I'm sure there are so many more topics to make a Nihil on. But let us see. Are you going to watch Gangubai? Gangubai is this movie which is about a lady called Gangubai who ends up running the brothels. She herself was a prostitute and then she ends up running the brothels. And yeah, I definitely am going to watch it. I've read the story. It's a very nice story. It's based on a book. And I definitely am going to watch it. I'm really intrigued. What do I say to relatives and society when they mock me, berate because I don't want to work yet? Parents are okay about it, but I'm just taking a break. I'm not dying to be a wage slave yet. Yeah, of course. So if your parents support you, what do you care? What do you care about relatives? Who else is paying your bills besides your parents? If someone else is, then you can handle them. But everyone else, let them mock you, let them berate you. They have nothing better to do. You understand? Their own lives are frustrated. Their husbands don't do anything to them. The husbands themselves are important. Okay, so everyone is frustrated in different ways, especially in India. We don't talk about these things. So all the relatives' frustration comes onto a child who's a failure, basically failure. But the fact is, even the successful children are being mocked. They are being mocked for not being even more successful or even better or whatever nonsense. So basically, it's only their frustration. Okay, and they are prone to getting angry. Anyone who's prone to getting angry is living in an illusion. So don't worry about people like that, who are born to be angry. Please close Nihilad and come live even once a week, or do longer videos. I will definitely try and come live once a week, but I want to stay on Nihilad for a bit. Let's see. It depends upon you guys. Why are you not making more videos in Hindi? So we can grow more. I don't want to yet. Firstly, my Hindi is not very good. Okay, and secondly, it's difficult. Like it's extremely difficult for me to what do you call it? Like start another thing in Hindi with the same things that I've said before, because I made almost 500 videos. So it's like, how do I start again? So I really want to, but it's a little difficult. So let's see. I don't know how to integrate it into the channel and all. All right. Okay, I'll try. Great. Why consciousness decreases when we are in a group talking to people or a relative? Oh, that's a very good question, actually. So, there is this whole group theory of psychology where people lose their brains when they are in a group. It becomes collectively one brain. And again, it starts with that same problem, the inability to say no. Okay, when you're in a group, you don't want to be ostracized. Why don't you want to be ostracized? Because the animal in you believes that the moment you're ostracized, you will starve, right? Because you think you are a group animal, you still think you are an animal, right? So we live in packs, we live in groups, we survive in groups, and the moment the group doesn't like you, your survival drops. Okay, your survival rate drops. So our inability to say no to people, our inability to say no to a group stems from there. So you have to be aware of that okay, I am this is who I am. Okay, this is the way I am, this is the way my biology demands, and I must learn to go against it. So it's only a question of making it a habit. It's not that difficult. I have made it a habit since I was a child to say no to people, to counter people, to say, to be aggressive if required. So it's a question of a habit, and come, it makes me an ecosystem. It makes me my money. Okay, it gives me the good friends that I really need, and it gives me followers. It gives me everything. Like what is wrong in saying no? The greatest revolutionaries have always said no. Then my parents abuse me. How to react? Okay. 1 minute. Let me see the whole question. 3 days back, some relatives came to my house. I decided not to sit with them, and my parents abused me. Right. So let them abuse you. What difference? In fact, you should sit with them. You should sit with them and understand who they are. My point, I don't understand why people run away from things. If there is something happening now, if there is some where people are awkward, or they are judging you, or they are trying to get after you, sit in between that, okay, and destroy them logically. Don't shame them. Okay, don't abuse them. That is just stupid. But logically sit and break them down. Let them question themselves. You understand? Become the Nihilanand in that group. Make people question themselves. Don't say, I'm not going to sit with you. Oh, you're shaming me. You hate me. You insult me. So you are getting insulted because you have an ego. Okay, throw the ego away. Throw the ego away. Sit with them and make them question their own egos. Your English is amazing. Thank you so much. What age were you when you realized that having children is not worth it? 22, exactly. I remember the day also. Um, in fact, I never wanted to exist. I've said this 1,000 times, I think. I never wanted to exist. And at 5, 7, I started questioning. At 9, I was told how I came into existence. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, okay? But by 22, it translated into, okay, I should not have more children. Until then, I was very neutral on the issue. I never thought about it, or, I didn't care about it much. But then I'm like, wow, there's a possibility to not have children at 22. And then I started researching and came on the net, and then all this happened. So, yeah. Do you stay all the time busy like society says that we must stay all the time busy? No, you must not. No, you absolutely don't. What is the point of being busy? The whole point of civilization was to become less busy, was to have more free time, to become more efficient. That is all we were trying to do. But now you're busier than ever. So the caveman worked 15 hours, and now you're working 15 hours. What's the point? It's stupid. Okay, tell them this point. Tell them that, oh, if they say, oh, you must be busy all the time, you must be doing something productive, tell them, but all of society, all of civilization was designed to make our lives easier. Why is it more difficult? Why is it more complicated? That's a simple answer to that. Be aware that people are basically idiots. You will feel more confident. No, 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 no. Never be overconfident. Okay, always assume people are geniuses. But then, in fact, that's probably why I'm so disappointed with people, because when I look at them, I'm just like, what? And I assume that they're geniuses and assume they can take me mentally, physically, in all ways. That is a result of martial arts training, I think. If you have a good teacher, they will always teach you that any man on the road can beat you. No matter how, if you're Bruce Lee, Jet Li, it does not matter. One guy takes a bottle and smashes the back of your head. What are you going to do? It's over. It's finished. Okay. So always be alert. Always be underconfident, and always be aware and underconfident. Not underconfident like that. Be yourself. Be normal, but always be on the lookout for people who are smarter than you. Always assume that someone is better than you, and the fact is they are. Life is a chess game. Okay. No one piece is supreme. Everything has its own advantages and disadvantages and blocks and etc. Right? So that chess game, you just have to be aware of who you are. Whether you're a queen or a pawn does not matter. Just be confident. No, be aware of your weaknesses and strengths. If we say no to people or be aggressive, we will live with what? No, don't be aggressive. Okay, so the question here is, if we say no to people or if we are aggressive, people will abandon you. No, 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 don't do that. You have to be in a debate. Like, you have to create a debate style where people think about it and respond to you. Yes, people will leave you. Let them leave you, but not everyone will leave you. The important ones will stay with you. They will listen to you. Okay, I'll give you an example. A lot of my relatives have abandoned me, basically abandoned me in the sense, like, they don't want to speak with me, they don't call me to parties and all, and for me that's a great relief. I love that. But a lot of my cousins are following NihilAnand. Okay, their own children, their own the aunts who left me and the uncles who don't talk to me anymore, their own children are following NihilAnand. Their own children are talking to me, understanding what this, and I know their parents very well, so I explain to them with very specific, like, the solutions to their problems. So it's just that you will get the right people. That's all you need. Even if you live in a village, even if you live in the hinterlands, the right people will come to you. The people, and there are increasing number of people who are agreeing with this whole philosophy these days. The way we are as a community, they're agreeing with that. They're becoming that community. That is how you create a community, by saying what the truth is. Hello, bye. Love you a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I understand. Great. I'm glad you do. Brother, I'm afraid to live alone without marrying. That's why I am going to bring one child into this world. Don't bring one child, na, just adopt a child. What's the problem? Why do you want to bring one child? What guarantee that the child will be with you? Living alone, it does not make sense. Children are the first to abandon their parents. You've written 2 books, both are awesome. Thank you. My sister's future husband looks same like you, but he does not match your level of knowledge. Okay, that's okay. Let him look like me, and it doesn't need to match. You bring him up. You bring his level of knowledge up. Okay. Is it okay to be a NEET, not in education, training, or employment? Oh, that's cool. Forever, if you have an inheritance or being funded. Yeah, yeah. It's okay to not work if you have an inheritance. Why the hell should you work? Just See, make sure you don't go crazy. Okay, a lot of people, what happens is when they don't have work, right, they go crazy. So a lot of them are workaholics. Don't ensure that doesn't happen. You have to have a certain level of self-awareness for that. Do you believe in God? No, I don't believe in anything. That's the whole point. You should never believe. If I ever experience God, I will let you know. My book name, right? So my book, can you go on my Twitter, okay? And it is the pinned tweet. My book is the pinned tweet. So there are two books. I've put both the titles over there. One is of course, what's it called? How to End All Human Suffering, and the second one is Why Women Will Never Be Safe. I hate small talk, but all of society runs on small talk. Yes, it does, but you have to raise the level of talk, right? If they talk small, you talk bigger. You talk bigger, and make them talk bigger also. Question them, because most people do not have answers to most questions. They have not even forget thinking about life, forget tradition. They have not even thought about what they are saying. They're just saying it, repeating, have child, have child, have child. What rubbish. Question it. Raise the level of the talk. I'll tell you an example. Let's talk about Tamil cinema. Okay, Tamil Nadu is a state or in the southeast of India, right? And what happens is until 2000, until the early 2000s, their movies were quite mediocre. They had some very very good movies, but overall the whole industry was very mediocre. And then what happened is that Tamil directors who had gone out had studied abroad, had gone to Oxford, etc. They started making good movies, extremely good movies, okay? And initially it flopped. But later, by 2012, 2015, the audiences started responding. And today, that same audience criticizes their movies. They're like, oh, you made a wonderful movie, sir, but what about that shot? And what about that, this? And they criticize the music, okay? They have responded. So people always respond when you start talking, because there are a lot of people who want to talk but they can't talk. The moment you start talking, they will talk back. Okay. Many people work to stay away from unwanted thoughts instead of increasing consciousness. That's right. That's a very good point. Most people don't even want to talk. They're just like, no, you don't ask me all this. Like, why? Just you must keep drilling. Okay, I'm begging you to destroy people's illusions. Constantly drill them. Constantly ask them why they are thinking what they are thinking, and mainly you have to understand why you are thinking what you are thinking. That is what really makes the man. Both your books are really awakening. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. Do you know David Benatar? Yes, I know David Benatar. Of course, I do. Sometimes, as a nihilist, people see you dumb. Then as a nihilist, people see you as dumb, and I enjoy more. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fun. When people see you as dumb, it is fun. Like, see, never assume that you're smart. Okay, never be like, oh, I'm smarter than these guys and let them consider me dumb. Don't do that. Ask them why they consider you dumb. Ask them what their philosophy is, because they may just have a point of view that is different from yours. Okay, I've had people ask me, "Oh, are you a nincompoop? Like, are you completely useless?" And I'm like, "Yeah, maybe. I don't know." So I don't know. You can never actually know whether you're right or wrong, whether you're smarter than others. But you must ask them. And if they don't have a reason, then they're dumb. That is when they're dumb, when they're making a judgment without a reason. That reason be anything. I feel like it. That's a good reason. That's also a good reason. But at least say I feel like it. Most people don't even have that answer. They're just like, no, this is how it's done. What do you mean this is how it's done? Why is it done like this? Why do you work even if both your parents earn well and are rational, agree with you? See, I work for fun. Okay. There are two issues. One is boredom. And secondly, it's like, why not? Because I'm living a pretty good life. Okay. And I like to spend money when I need to spend money. I don't spend much anyway. But like when my friends are coming over, when we go out, when we eat, drink, whatever, it's fun. So I'd rather have the money than not. And the day I don't have fun in work, I will not work. Simple. It's that simple. And if my parents don't give me money or don't provide or don't give me whatever, then I will go into a jungle and sleep and let nature take me over. So I am very clear about why I'm working. I'm working because I just want to have fun, and the work itself is fun. This is fun. I love this, yeah. Wearing this, talking to you guys, understanding what y'all are thinking, redefining my thought processes. This is great fun for me. So it's not work. It's like a hobby where I'm making money, you know. Why do we have to show hospitality to fake relatives every time? In fact, it is the most fun thing you can ever do. You know, when especially in India, we don't have this like you have to be hospitable to people. Be very hospitable to them, and then have fun with them. No, destroy their egos, poke it, learn, make it an art. You have to refine it. Initially, I was very crude. Now I've refined it. You know, where I shame them in a way that they don't even understand that they are being shamed, and use it to understand their thought processes. Okay, you don't have to deconstruct them as much, like, because many people will be like, no, but then they will leave me. Forget it. All you have to do is you have to try and understand where they are coming from, so that you can get more and more enlightened. So hospitality is just an excuse. You must use that for your own education. Jason Bodja, hello, my friend. I've had 3 friends this year tell me they've had a vasectomy, all in their early 30s. That's a good idea, and I'm considering. Yes, definitely. I love the idea. Like, if I ever get into a serious relationship, I'm definitely going to go for a vasectomy. So, yeah, I think you should go for it. Meant to ask your thoughts on vasectomies and if you'd ever get one. I would definitely get one for sure. If I got into a long term relationship. And you know, like, I trust the girl. Now it's like I use condoms because, you know, if I'm meeting someone random, I don't want to you know the reasons. So yeah, vasectomies are a great idea, and I'll definitely get one when the time is right. I want to get one, but I don't see the point, like, you know, right now. Don't do vasectomy, Jason. It has risks. Risks are related to everything, learner. Like, life has risks, but the point is now the risks have become so low. Okay, and I know so many people who've done vasectomies. So it's just a question of that, you know. Like, if and basically, why are you doing a vasectomy? The question is this, right? I mean, see, we are clear that we don't want kids. That's one thing. But you can, even if you're in a long-term relationship, you can use condoms. That's not even an issue. Um, but maybe you don't want to, you know, the skin feels different, and there are so many other issues like that. So it's really up to you. It's really a personal choice. So I say go for it, because I know way too many people who are completely safe. Having a child is a massive risk. Absolutely. What's one important thing we must see when going for marriage? Okay, with marriage, I'm very clear about one thing. Okay, it's this: two happy people must come together. Two complete people must come together. Two people must not complete each other. That's a dumb thing to do, because then two incomplete people will constantly try to complete each other, and both will be unhappy. Two unhappy people will come together, and they will both be unhappy. Okay, so when you are looking for marriage, first find someone who's happy. Okay, and happy without you. You should also learn to be happy without them. You understand? Life is either suffering or boredom. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You can go above it. You can destroy your ego. You can go above it. But yeah, for most people, life is either suffering or boredom. That's fact. I will envy people who have biological kids. Why is that? Why do you envy them? What's the. You know what they go through every morning? They have to clean shit. Do you want to clean shit? Oh, that was exhausting. Any other questions? I'll try and close it in a couple of minutes. Today was quite fun, yeah. Quite a decent number of this questions and people also. And Anil, thanks for your unending number of questions. Why was life enjoyable in childhood? Ah, beautiful question. Why was life enjoyable in childhood? See, for most people, now they were happy when they were kids, right? Unless they had a bad childhood, that's a whole different thing. But most people are like, hey, they had a smile on their face. But as you grow up, you become more and more serious. Why is that? Because you're simply accumulating more and more concepts. You are complicating your life. What did you do as a child? You studied, you played, you had fun, you chilled, you ate, right? Why can't you do the same thing now? What is the problem with this? Okay, especially when you know that you are dying. Why do you work hard? You're working so hard. People are getting PhDs, and then they're starting companies, and then they're doing this and that. And 20 years later, they're on the Forbes list. So what? But are you happy? Just be happy. Life is extremely simple. Even in a war, okay, people say, oh, but what about war? What about famine and hunger? In a war, life is even simpler. All you have to do is fight and ensure that you're surviving. Right? So that is all you are doing with life. Don't complicate it. Oh, I need to make so much money. Why? So all that you're doing is the only reason your face is long as you grow older is because you're accumulating concepts. You're carrying baggage, and obviously your back will bend, or and eventually it will break. It's very frustrating and also funny when religious people use the word karma to justify bringing children when they are they come out of their backs. Yeah, that's true. That's a fact. This karma concept is with Indians. It's like this. There has to be someone with your DNA. That's the idea. Who burns your who cremates you basically, and that is how you gain moksha. But you've imprisoned the other guy. So it does not make sense. I'm just giving you their excuse. And why they want to have a son is because the son, at those times, like 500 years ago, the son used to stay and the daughter used to go to her husband's place. So at that time, the husband used to be, say, 200 kilometers away. So by the time she came, the 5-7 days that it took for her to come, the guy's body would decompose. So it's better to have a son right there who's cremating you, right? So that is the concept. Very stupid. But yeah, karma. Oh my god. Oh, it's another whole deep. I've made a couple of videos on karma. Um, Learn how to survive at zero. Old age, how to survive old age. I'll get to that. Your understanding is awesome. You are my inspiration. Thank you so much. Okay, old age and how to survive. Don't survive old age. Very simple. I've put this status on Twitter. I've said that my healthcare plan is death. Okay, it's very clear. So now that I've hit 30, now I have zero need to survive. In the sense of, I was like, at least let me hit 30. Now that I'm 30, I just don't care. Like when if at all old age comes, I'll be fit. If I don't have no opportunity to be fit, I have ways to get out. Okay, shall we end it? It's been 32 minutes. Whoa. I've lost stamina, man, for this. What about prostitution, Anil? What is your question? You just put the word prostitution with a. Uh, all right. I'll take one more question and then we'll end it, okay? Any recommendations for the next NihilAnand? I plan to continue NihilAnand and we'll do these things every Wednesday. We'll do lives every Wednesday. For a few months more, I'll do NihilAnand. Any other questions? NihilAnand on introversion. I'll do that. Chalo, done. Please do a podcast with anyone famous. I want to do a podcast, but I'm procrastination, man. I'm just chilling too hard. Famous. Yeah, I'll definitely do a podcast. I want to do one. My question. 1 second. What's your question? Hmm. Okay. All right. Chalo. I start a new show soon. Gotta get you back on. Done, done, done. Definitely, Jason. I'd love to be on it. I saw your Facebook post. Quite cool. Say something on relatives, please. Relatives. Why do you care about relatives? I don't understand. Stop caring about relatives. Relatives are just people. I don't dislike the concept of relatives because these are people who you had no real option to choose. Right? You choose your friends. You generally choose your wife, your girlfriend, but you can't choose relatives. So why do you care about relatives? Who are these people? What are they doing? Are they paying your bills? So just chill. Don't think about relatives. Okay, please. I know it's very important in the Indian ecosystem, but just don't. Just don't. My interview with Premjit Sirohi. Oh yeah, it's a Hindi interview. If anyone, all Hindi speakers can go and watch it. I'll put up the link on my this. Oh, we had a shouting match. It was so funny. Rebranding the word career. I'll make a Nihilate on this for sure because I've had this rant about career. I've made this long ago, a rant about career, and I will definitely make a Nihilate on career for sure. Active euthanasia should be legal. Yeah, I really hope so. How to stay happy? Okay, this is the last question I'm taking. Okay. Um, Right. How do you stay happy? Now I've made a lot of videos on this, but the basic thing is that you have to let go of your ego. Okay, all unhappiness is a part of ego. Unless you're being physically beaten and all, that's a whole different thing. But most of it is just drama in the brain. So if you destroy this drama, go and see some of my videos. There is a video called "How to Destroy Your Life." Okay, go check it out, and you will understand how you will understand. It's a way. Being happy is a process, and then one day you will just be happy. Like, don't try and be happy, just be happy. For that you have to destroy a lot of things, illusions, etc., etc. Please post all your interviews in community posts. Yeah, for sure, for sure. How to impress parents that are patents that I will not work. Okay, I don't understand your question, Anil. I will answer it later. Loved your interview with Beyond Beliefs in Hindi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, guys. I'm going to end this, and I will see you on next Wednesday, same time, 9 p.m. Okay, and I'm going to come up with a few like in between. I'll hopefully have a Nihil ad or two. So let's see. It's really hard for me to make it, so I don't know why. All right. Okay. How to impress parents, that I'll answer your question Anil later. Okay, bye, see you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. See you next week at 9. Bye.